What's up guys, welcome back to Game Dev with AI, where we are developing an indie real-time strategy game called Nuke Them All with the tools of AI and of course experts using the engine called Construct 3. As you know, over the last years I made a lot of progress and now the game is finally available on Steam, so if you want to support this project, please head on Steam, search Nuke Them All, wishlist the game, play the demo, this will help a lot. And now, as you know, I always share everything and all the tools I use and all the challenges I have. And one of the biggest limitations when it comes down to making assets using AI is rotating the object. Let me explain what I mean by that. So in 2D games, if I have this tank, for example, and I want it to go up or down, I need to basically rotate it, but there is no way to do it. And if it starts moving, it will be moving just like this, like a card, you know. So if two tanks are fighting, see, it can be animated, it's moving up and down, but the model itself always remains either left or mirrored to the right side. See, it can mirror, but it cannot change the angle, the point of view, and that's the biggest limitation you'll get when you're making a 2D game using the assets from AI. To better explain the challenge, here we have the same 3D model of our tank, and basically in our 2D we have a render like this and it moves left and right. What we need actually is render like this when he goes up, render like this, render like this, render like this, render like this, and all the transitional angles. So what I need to do is basically render it in all different ways. That's what games like Command & Conquer and all others are doing. But the problem is always comes down to the budgets, and if you're making an indie game, I will give you an example. To make this model, it costs around 450 euros plus extra fees to make the textures of the model. So you can imagine if you have hundreds of different models in game like mine, this budget will be at least 50,000 to prepare every asset in the 3D and then render it. So that's really out of question. If you're going to do it alone, it's just unbelievably expensive, or if you're making this alone, it will take years just to prepare assets if you're doing it yourself. So there must be a better way. This way is correct, but it's unachievable if you're making the game alone. So last year I shared some of the tools of converting 2D image into 3D and using AI and trying to rotate it this way. So let's quickly see what we have. We have Kaedi, the tool that we covered last time. And you can see this is what it's gonna make. It's making you an image like this without quality textures, and it's pretty much unusable in my opinion. It's just the quality is not there. So you see this is an image and this is what you get. It's just unusable. Plus it's too expensive as well. So this one doesn't work for me. The next tool I tried is called Meshi AI. You put an image and it's supposed to generate 3D object, but all I get is this abomination. This is just horrendous, to be honest. It's completely unusable as well. The technology is simply not there yet, in my opinion, at least by the time of this recording. If you know the beta service, please let me know in the comments below. Then of course I tried Midjourney itself, trying to blend different angles, but it's losing consistency. Every time it's trying to generate a different tank, and it's obviously not the same tank. So no matter what I do, it's always failing when it comes down to consistency. Each tank is just different tank. It's not a different angle. of this tank. So if you know a prompt for Midjourney that helps you change the camera angle and keep the consistency of the object, please let me know also in the comments below. This will really help. And finally, the only tool that I found that remotely gives more or less acceptable results, it's called Phygital.plus/rotate object. This is exactly what we need. Basically, you take an image and then it's trying to rotate it using AI. You can see how it does here with the bear. I joined the surface, I tried to play around with it, so I put this image as a starting image. Then you can see I'm choosing different angles, -35 degrees vertical angle, and you see this is exactly what I need. More or less it turned this tank into the different angle. And here we try different angle again for it going up. And it's all good and all, but problem is the quality is just bad. You can see the image generator they're using is just so bad. This is the original quality, you can see all the details and it's just perfect and smooth. And this with different angle, though the angle is correct and the tank is a tank and it's more or less looks the same, but if you look close it's all blurred mess. The generator they use is just so bad. I hope they will improve it in future, but the current model they're using is just unbelievably bad. And I tried even to use Magnific AI to upscale this blurry mess into something more acceptable. You see something like this, but it's just changing too much, applying too much creativity. You see? This is just not the same tank. So if you're playing the game, the tank will be always changing how it looks, not just the angle, which looks ridiculous. So it's even worse than having no change in the angle so far. The bottom line, so far I failed to find a way to rotate the objects using AI. This is the closest I could find into rotating the objects, but the quality is just not there yet for me to implement this in the game. So, though I failed, I think we learned a lot here, and if you know the better way to rotate the objects using AI without the need to create each object in Blender in 3D, which is just too expensive and time consuming, please let me know in the comments below, and this will help a lot. But even without rotations, our game is turning out to be very fun, because when you are in the midst of that action, when everything is exploding, you're moving the objects, everybody's running, a lot of fire, visual effects, it's just not a big deal if your tank is rotating or it doesn't rotate. I think it doesn't even matter, because you're consumed in the action and you really don't care about such details. However, in the future I would love to find a way to rotate the objects around as well. That's all for today. As always, don't forget to subscribe, support Nuke Them All, and wishlist us on Steam. Take care, bye.
Nuke Them All is an exciting indie RTS game set to launch in 2024, and there's a demo on Steam that you can check out now. The primary objective is to capture flags and territories, speeding up production, upgrading factories, and ultimately destroying the enemy fort. Dive into a fast-paced, action-packed, old-school RTS inspired by 90s classics such as Command & Conquer Red Alert, as well as modern classics like Company of Heroes and They Are Billions. Time is your only resource. Capture the flags to conquer territories and reduce your production time. Unlock secret weapons and hidden technologies. The more flags you secure, the faster your robots and tanks are produced. Defend your fort at all costs. Strategically drag and drop fortified artillery positions to secure the perimeter. Upgrade your factories. Level up your tech to gain access to advanced units. Enjoy a humor-packed voiceover with hundreds of variations, puns, dad jokes, and movie references. Who doesn't want that in a video game? Along with all this, there's clean, eye-catching 2D graphics. Bid farewell to cluttered, screen-consuming GUI menus and pointless buttons. Embrace pure, intense battle action with seamless camera navigation through a tactical minimap. Take control of the nuclear silo to access the ultimate weapon on the game. Rain down destruction on your enemies and obliterate their fort. The nuke is high risk, high reward weapon. Enemies can react and shoot down the unexploded bomb, so plan your attack carefully. Embrace an epic variety of strategic maps in RTS and tower defense styles, including desert worlds, post-apocalyptic settings, aftermath scenarios, Arctic landscapes, volcanic realms, zombie apocalypses, and many more. Dive into our sandbox map editor and unleash your creativity as you build your perfect battleground. Test different unit interactions and strategies in real time, whether you're into intense real-time strategy or thrilling tower defense. Challenge yourself with thrilling zombie survival, aliens, and fun nuke football missions, plus diverse game modes such as tower defense and Clash Royale style battles. Crafted by die-hard RTS fans, this new RTS will fill you with nostalgia for the good old times. If you're a new generation player, it will inspire you to revisit and rediscover the RTS genre all over again. Nuke Them All is available on Steam, wishlist it now and check it out.